Hello, welcome to today's webinar, which is financed by National Agency for International Exchange. We are meeting today with our alumni of SWPS University, Eirik.
Hello everyone, my name is Eirik and I graduated from SWPS University in 2019 this year. And yep, I'm an ex-alumni and now I'm starting soon my job here in Goldman Sachs. So today we will talk a little bit about my experience in the university and before, how I got here, how was the admission process, and we will try to answer your questions at our best ability.
Yeah, exactly. And my name is Dorota Słowińska and I work at the admissions office. So as Eirik said, today we will talk about his experiences. Of course, you can ask some questions regarding the application if you've got any to admissions office or to Eirik. We will try to answer them today. Also, we are here today with our colleague Sasha, who is at the back, and he will be answering most of your questions in the chat box. And maybe a few words about the university, because I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the university. We are the University of Social Sciences and Humanities, SWPS. We were established more than 20 years ago. We are first and only private universities offering different courses, different degree programs. We offer international business management, which was the course that you chose. We also offer management, psychology, clinical psychology, English studies, also the prep courses and postgraduate studies. And in the middle of January, we start the admissions for the next academic year, for October 2020. So I guess this is a good time for the webinar for some of you who are still deciding whether to go to study abroad, whether to apply to a university. So if you have these questions, you can feel free to ask them. And yeah, let's start with Eirik. Let's talk about your journey here. So first, how did you find out about the university and how did you planned your trip to study in different country?
Well, so I originally am coming from Armenia, and I think it was 2016, and I graduated. I finished my high school back in Armenia, and I was thinking about continuing my education in Europe, and I was thinking about the country where I can go to continue that. And one day I found a conference, an expo, during which there were many universities and they were presenting, many countries that were presenting their universities. So I approached the part where it was Poland, and Poland was presenting several universities, and I found SWPS University, got acquainted with the leaflet, went to the university's website and tried to learn more about it. So eventually I got interested in it and decided that I'll start my admission process and we'll go through it all, and hopefully we'll get accepted and we'll come and study here.
Okay, so yeah, we as a university, we attend several international fairs in different countries. So I guess you met one of our colleagues in your country, in Armenia. And on the admissions webpage, on the website, there will be dates of the fairs that we'll be attending, so maybe you can check it already and see if you can meet us in your country. And then you've seen our booth, you've seen the leaflet, you decided that, okay, this is the university that I want to apply to. But how about country? How about Poland? Was this the country that you originally planned to go to study? Or it was like a second decision? First you find the university and then you decided to go to this country?
I had actually a list of the countries under my consideration, and I chose Poland because I had many friends and relatives here. So I thought, well, it will be easier as a starting point for me, because if I have any difficulties, if I have any questions, there will be people who can assist and help me. And I believe that was the main reason why I chose Poland, but also the university, because I've browsed through many universities, and in fact the SWPS University got most interest in me. So I think it was the university and my connection.
Country.
That, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what about the course? So you, when did you decide that you want to study business, international business?
That was much longer ago. So I back in childhood I already knew that I'm going to concentrate in the financial sector, in the financial industry. So it was just about finding the right program and the right place to study. So when I heard that in SWPS University there is the program called which is about international business management, so I applied for it. And then went through.
Okay, and then you applied for the university. You decided that you want to be here. You got accepted, and then you moved to Poland. And what was your first impression about the Poland?
So
do you remember that?
I wouldn't say it was easy. It was a bit very confusing, and I was scared because it was my first country to visit where I'm going to stay for a rather long period of time.
And you came alone to Poland, or someone assisted you?
I came alone, but
you contacted someone.
I contacted someone, so they met me and helped me to get to my dormitory and everything. But still, it was everything was so new, and it was a completely new environment. So it took me some time to completely get used to it. But eventually, things are very understandable and things are very easy. So it's just the first time that you are very confused and everything. But I think it's with everyone. So
yeah, I think it's always a challenge to to move somewhere else, to another country, especially by your own. And how old were you when you moved here to Poland?
I was 16.
Oh my God,
17.
so young. Okay, so you moved here to Poland, and then you came to the university. You had your first classes, and then did you enjoy the classes at the beginning, or it was hard for you to?
I wouldn't say it was hard, but of course there was some challenge, in all of the classes. But the teachers the professors here are very, very helpful, and they always assist you even after classes. They also understand that we are international students, and for us everything is new, so they help you and on your every step and on your every journey. And of course there are so many agencies and offices here in the university that help you with that. So no, it wasn't difficult, but it was a little challenging, but we successfully, me and my classmates, got through it.
Well, this is the thing that this help that you got from our lecturers is very important for us. We are the university that is very popular when it comes to our psychology studies. This is the most popular course that we have. It's on the bachelor and master studies. So we try to have this psychological part in every program that we have at the university. So whether you would like to apply for English studies, for bachelor or for master degree, you still have got this part where you have the classes with psychologists. You learn how human mind works, how people learn things, just so you can get through the students that you will have after you graduate the studies. The same with international business management on bachelor level and on management on the master level. So we've got this, these researchers who work here, who teach here, who are very professionally active. I would say that on international business management, we've got a lot of lecturers who are professionally active. Have you got your student practice on your studies, during your studies?
Student practice.
Student practice. Did you have to go somewhere to work somewhere to have this kind of work experience, or was it only during the workshops?
It was mostly during the workshops, but I know that the psychological studies offer that. I think business studies offer that too, but I'm not sure if that's necessary.
It was on your program of studies or not. Okay, but then after you finished the studies, what were your plans when you graduated?
First I would like also to emphasize that during your first steps here, you can also ask for help from your students, from your colleagues, especially the ones who are already studying here and it's their second or the third year. So because they've been through all that, and for them it's even better to know how, and they understand you and they can help you too. So as for my future plans, I was thinking that during my last year studies here, I'll be more, I'll know better what is it that I want to do, and it happened that way. So eventually, during my last year studies, I had a list of companies where I would like to work for, and I was doing my best to gain knowledge and the experience that they will require further in the future to apply accordingly.
Okay, and what is the outcome?
Outcome is very successful, and it was actually much better than I expected it to be. And so of course it was challenging, and there have been many failures and setbacks, but eventually I managed to achieve what I wanted to, at least in the first stages of my.
Okay, so so first you weren't sure whether you want to stay in Poland after you graduated, or you want to go somewhere else in Europe and continue your studies or to work?
So my plans were that I'll apply for the companies that I want to work in, and if I manage to get there, then I'll start my work and will stay in Poland for a longer period of time. And if not, then I'll most probably will go to another country and continue my studies for my master's degree. But the first happened, and I got a position in a very good company. So for now, at least, I want to stay in Poland.
And can you tell us some more? Whether did the studies that you had here at the university help you to get this job?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, when you graduate from the university, the first thing you might think of is that, well, the knowledge that you get in the university is important and it's necessary, but it might not be very practical. Then that's normal thinking pattern, which we can see in most students. But you know, when I go to a job interview, and I've been through many job interviews, and some of them give you tests and exams that you need to pass, and even if that's not the case, still during the interview questions you can. I was feeling so good and so happy when I knew the answer to those questions, and the only way I knew that is because I studied international business management here, and you know, all the knowledge that I get from my professors, from the literature that we were using here, from the workshops, everything was very helpful and eventually resulted in my successful getting.
What kind of job is that? Can you tell us?
So I'm working in Goldman Sachs as an operations analyst. I'm going to start work in a month or so. So yeah, it took me some effort to get the job. I was working very hard before that. I was preparing for an interview for a long time. And before that, I failed many times in other companies during the interviews. And but I kept my fingers crossed, and
or up.
hopes up. And then eventually I, let's say, succeeded, and you know, we'll see how it will work out.
Okay, that's perfect. We are very happy to hear that you are very successful right now. It is important that after you graduate, because you had to apply for the student visa to come here for the studies, right? And after the graduation, you still have got one additional year to
find a job.
To find a job.
To find a job, yeah. I think in Polish it's called Karta Absolwenta. Yeah, and then you know, there's bureaucracy everywhere in all the countries where you go, independent of where do you come from. As a foreigner, you need to go through it, and it's a bit, well, I wouldn't say difficult, but it requires some time and consideration, definitely. Yeah. So before coming to Poland, I needed to go through embassy, get the visa. But I think Poland, from at least all the countries that I know, is the least demanding in all of this paperwork. Let's say, for instance, Germany is much harder, I think.
Yeah,
There's
I heard
so many
that
things.
as well.
True, which is also another reason why I chose Poland at the beginning, because I wanted the admission process to be more simple, more understanding, and then once you are here, you can choose another destination afterwards, because you will get acquainted to the system, and it wouldn't be much different then.
Yeah, and you've got the European diploma that is recognized in the European Union and abroad. And also, I guess the cost of living here is much cheaper than in Western Europe. So there are a lot of factors
benefits.
That are...
There's many of them.
Okay.
Yes.
We had some questions. I can see that Sasha sent me some questions from our viewers, and there are questions regarding our offered. So quickly, let's go through the programs that we offer. So we offer prep courses, which are the one-year language courses of Polish language or English language that you can apply. And of course, you can start the application in the middle of January for the October 2020. Then we offer degree programs, and one of the programs is International Business Management on the bachelor level, and then management on the master level. And master studies in management are evening studies. So people who would like to come here and work on a student visa, it is possible because the classes are in the evenings. Then we've got the most popular program, which is psychology, with minimum level of B2 level of English. And then master studies in clinical psychology or applied social psychology. Then we have English studies on bachelor level and English studies on master level with different specializations, such as the most popular one, which is teaching English as a foreign language. So these are the programs for which you can apply through our admissions office. I will ask quickly Sasha to send our email address, the website, and the phone number in the chat box. And of course, you can contact us if you have any questions regarding the applications. We will be happy to help you. And then in the middle of January, we start the application. We are launching the online application form where you will be able to upload the scans of the documents. So the application process is all based on the scans of the documents. And as soon as you will upload every document and you will pay the tuition fee and the application fee, and you will show us your language certificate, or you will sit for the interview or the exam if it's necessary. Then you can receive the acceptance letter based on which you can apply for visa if you need to. Have we got any more questions? If not, then we'll just wait for other questions. And maybe talk about whether you have any advice for the candidates for the studies, something that you think you could do and you didn't, or maybe that was the most important thing in the process of moving here.
Well, as far as for the studying here is concerned, I would suggest to participate in many extra activities that are here organized with many student organizations in the university. Me, for instance, I was participating in I was first a member of International Integration Group, which is a student organization, and there's, I think, many more organizations here similar to International Integration Group. So it's important because it will help you further in your career when you need to provide some volunteer activities and work. Also, another advice I think is that it's important to study hard and do your homework, let's say, because it will open many doors for you, and I assure you that all the goals that you have will be achieved if you really do your part.
And the employers really look for your activities in your resume, right? It's not only that they don't want to see that you only studied 3 years and that's all and you've got the degree, but also they want to see that you are active, that you are participating in any activities that are at the
Very
universities.
important.
And also a lot of companies are cooperating with the university. So if you need to do the work experience, the work practice, then we've got the careers office, which can help you to find the place.
Yeah, and also the grades are very important. They look at your grades in the end. Of course, this depends on the employment type, the company and everything, but respectable and good firms usually want you to see that you were studying hard, that you've been doing more than required, and that you had this desire, this motivation to go for the extra mile, to do more than you can do. So, I think so much for studying here. And also, a lot depends on you. You need to make sure that you are not discouraged by failures, and because failing is okay, it's normal. And you need to keep on moving forward, and I'm sure everything will be perfect.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention once again the psychological factor in the courses that we have in the offer, because it's very important for us so that our alumni will, go and share the knowledge that we have this here at the university. We try to teach the alumni and the students to know about the human behavior, to know about the emotions and motivations, because it's really important. No matter what kind of job you will have in the future, it's very important to, you know, to have this kind of social competences. So would you say that it was also a part of the studies?
Definitely was a part. Even though I was studying international business management, there was many subjects that were covering psychology and the behavioral part. And also, I think it's good to know that important to remember to always talk with your professors even after classes, because most of the professors, most of the teachers offer you extra materials. Let's say if they see that you're doing really good on their subject, they can offer you some more things that is not included in your syllabus, that in your course. So if that's a good way to learn to acquire some additional knowledge if you want to.
Yeah, and also the group projects, right?
And
it's
also,
so important to work with people who you don't have to like, to be honest, and you have to cooperate with them because you have a common goal.
Yeah, to have the skills of teamwork are required by almost any place where you might want to work in the future. And I think these things are important. And also on your final year when you'll be writing your thesis, it's good to write a good thesis. You know, not just to write something to finish the project, but also to come up with a good title, good name, and write a good thing, because that was something I was asked often.
And it will definitely help you. You have 1 year to really focus on the research, to prepare a project that you really like and you want to work on, because it's something that you will be showing to people later on, right?
Definitely.
And also it is in the database of the articles at the university, so other students can use this thesis in the next classes that they will have, right?
Yeah, and try maybe to write something which will perhaps give something extra, add some new knowledge, and rather than descriptive thesis, which is mostly concentrated on the history and what is already known. So, and your professors who are great, they will help you a lot with that.
Yeah.
And also we have many international professors here, not only from Poland, but England, United States, Canada.
Yeah, it is because we've got a lot of cooperations between the universities. We cooperate with universities from Canada, from USA, from China, and also we are in the Erasmus Plus program, which allows not only the lecturers to exchange to the other universities, but also the students can go for the exchange during the bachelor studies and the master studies. So if you decide to apply for the master studies, then you can still go for the 1 year exchange to any other university that we cooperate with. But we've got a question, so I'm just looking for the questions here on my computer, and I want to apply for clinical psychology master degree program that states that it's Master of Arts instead of Master of Science. Could it create any problem when I want to apply for a PhD program? It will not be something that will not allow you to apply for the PhD program. Actually, we issue the PhD titles in psychology, cultural studies, and sociology areas. We'll send you the link to the website of the doctoral school. But the thing that you will be studying a Master of Arts instead of Master of Science is not something that will not allow you to apply for the PhD program. The application process is very complex, and of course your thesis has to be a very good thesis that you defended on a good grade, but also there are different things that you have to submit to be accepted as a doctoral student. But yeah, you would have to check the website to see the details. And also there is a question regarding the procedure of the scholarships available in the next cycle. So we offer scholarships for international students, for international candidates. The first step would be filling out the application form and submitting all of the required documents to apply for the program. It is important because we have to see that you are a person that can be accepted for the studies. Then there is an application form for the scholarship program, and usually we ask students to show us, the candidates to show us their experience in social, in cultural or sports area. along with a thesis on certain topic. Like last year, I think we had a topic how studies at SWPS University will help you to change the world. And we grade all of the things that you submit for the scholarship petition, and then you have the decision whether you have the scholarship or not. The scholarship covers first year of the tuition fee payment, so the first year for studies is for free for you. Okay, have you got any more questions? I don't see it right now.
I would like to add also that the university's website is very interactive, and if there is something that you might not hear your answer today, or some question that might arise in the future, I'm sure that you can find the answer on the website, because it was very helpful for me when I was first applying, and there's a lot of information written there, both in English and Polish, and maybe other languages too, and Russian, I think, too.
We've got Russian materials which we can send through the emails, but at the office we've got people who are speaking English, Polish, and Russian and Ukrainian. So if you want to send us the email in your own language, then we should be able to respond. Have we got any more questions? I don't think so. Okay, so maybe the last thing, because I said that there was a thesis regarding how the studies at the SWPS would help them to change the world. Can you answer this question? Have you got the idea how it could help you to change the world in the future?
Of course. So first of all, a person must have a desire to change the world, because we can't, force someone who doesn't want to. And I think I'm sure you must have a certain goal or a certain idea that you would like to develop, and that idea might be, I think, is your own, and it's something new, unique that will definitely add to the universal knowledge in the world. So, by studying here, first you'll understand better what is it that you want to add, because before coming to the university, I had this general understanding of what is it that I want to do. But after graduating from the university, I already had more concrete, more definite ideas and plans that I want to implement in the future, and steps on how to reach them. So I think the university will help you, first of all, to identify better what is it that you want to do, and then you will write your dissertation, your thesis. And of course, during my thesis, I added something from my own, a lot of things that were unique and new. And eventually after graduating, you can find a job in a company, in a place which is working towards change in the world. For instance, in my case, I'll be starting work in Goldman Sachs, and Goldman Sachs is the first investment bank in the world which contributes a lot, and a change there will have a significant impact anywhere. So, and then you will find the place where you want to work, and the university knowledge and the experience that you will get here, and from other activities also, will help you to get that position, will help you to start doing the things that you want to do. And, if that's not changing the world, then I don't know what it is.
That's a great answer, actually, to the question. I think that our webinar will be coming to an end. The last thing that I would like to mention is, because we start the admissions process very soon, in the middle of January, I would just tell a few words about the university, and not the university, but the documents that you have to submit to the university. The most important thing is the high school diploma that you have to submit, or the bachelor degree diploma if you want to apply for the master's studies. And we don't need the translation if the document is in Russian, Ukrainian, or English, or of course in Polish. And we don't need any legalization or apostille from the embassy or consulate of Poland. You will need the legalization if you would have to do the nostrification after the application. But if you don't, then we just need your high school diploma with the transcript of grade, and that's all. The next document would be the health insurance, the application fee, which you can pay via the application form. It's 85 zlotys. Then the tuition fee, you can pay the tuition in 1, 2, or 10 installments, but if you would have to apply for visa, we advise you to pay in one installment of the semester fee, because it will be required during your application for visa.
And it's something that you can change. That I remember during my time I applied for the 1 installment, but then after finishing the first semester, I changed it to a 10 installment plan. So it's not something that will stay there permanently. It's always up to your convenience.
And tuition fee payment is important for us because we have to see if this person who applies through, from different countries on the other side of the globe is a real person that wants to come here and apply for the studies, and it helps us a little bit. So you can be accepted conditionally based on the scans of the documents. As soon as you will finish your application, we will issue the acceptance letter with which you can apply for visa. And especially for people who will be applying from places where the visa process is very long, for example, in India, please start the application as soon as possible. It is for you. We start the applications in the middle of January. It used to be in the middle of April, so you've got extra 3 months to apply earlier. And that's all. I guess we covered all of the topics that we wanted to today. Probably Eirik will be joining us soon in other webinars, or maybe first in the future. Congratulations once again on your job. We are very happy that we've got successful alumni here. And thank you today for this webinar. I think our colleagues will stay a little bit longer and answer the questions in the chat box. And for now, it's all for us. And thank you so much for participation, and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.